Hi everyone, it's Pamela. How are you doing? I have missed you so much. And this video has been highly requested, a remake of my Cancer Woman video. So what is it like to date a Cancer woman? What really goes on in the psyche of a Cancer woman? Also, please make sure to like and subscribe, and also follow me on Instagram where I post almost daily updates. And if you want to have your birth chart read with me, which you will love, please go to my website and book your birth chart reading with me today. So let's get into this now. The Cancer woman is extremely misunderstood. I mean, any video that you watch is going to say the obvious things, which we all know about you, Cancer, sneaky Cancer women, if you're watching this, that you're highly emotional, that you're very sensitive, and so on and so forth. And while those things are true, there's a lot more going on beneath the surface with this woman. And it might throw people off where they're not really sure. They say, well, I thought she was supposed to be sensitive, but I'm not getting that vibe. So let me explain a couple of things first. So as always, you need to look at your whole chart, and especially with this sign, because Cancer, after all, is ruled by the moon. And they say that women, especially as they get older, they start to act a little bit more like their moon sign. And since that is the case, you really want to look at where your moon sign or her moon sign is placed to get her a better idea of her internal psyche. Okay, so what is she actually ruled by? The other thing is that Cancer women can be quite cold or standoffish. They can seem that way. And they can actually be that way, believe it or not. When they love, they definitely love forever. Don't be surprised if they secretly, the key is secretly, hold a flame for their exes. These are the people where they'll never, ever admit it, because once they make a decision, they want to kind of overcompensate their emotional nature. They spend a lot of their lives actually trying to prove to people how unemotional they are, which is the irony here. They might not go back to somebody, even though, I gotta say, they'd be the type of person that would be almost most likely to go back, but they don't, because of the fact that they might not, I should say. You can't blanket statement it, obviously, but they might not, just because of that overcompensation that they have going on. But they will love you forever. And they also really care about the family unit. Unless they have a bunch of other placements in their chart, usually Cancer women really care about the family. And the reason for this could be twofold. On one hand, Cancer women usually are either super close with their family, or they have a weird relationship with their family that they just cover up. Like, they don't really want you to know about it. They're not the types to really talk about it. They hide it from a lot of people, even though, you know, a lot of people end up kind of finding out anyways. And these are the people that, unfortunately or fortunately, depending on that family dynamic, can end up marrying, you know, the father figure in a lot of cases. I see this so much with Cancer women, or I've also seen it happen the other way around, where they just kind of can't seem to keep a relationship together at all because of that family dynamic. So family is a huge part of who this person is, for the good or the bad, for better or for worse. The other thing that you need to know about a Cancer woman is that, yes, everybody says, oh, they're emotional, so on and so forth, But what I always say is, how are they with their emotions? Have they done work on their emotions? How do they express their emotions? I'll give you an example. I make a little joke about Tauruses, for example, where I'll say something like, how does a Taurus treat their food? That will tell you a lot about who they are. And even though I'm kidding, it's true, and it is true. That is something that you could notice about a Taurus, and it would show you a lot about who they actually are. Now with Cancer, how do they treat their emotions? If they kind of lock up their emotions and throw away the key, that's really a bad, bad sign, because the underbelly of a Cancer is manipulation, is this unwillingness to look at their emotions and really turn to these very controlling tactics, because they can feel like they don't have control of their own life. And so because of that, they have to control everybody else around them, which, by the way, they can do quite successfully. They are very, very, very good at that. Now, I'm not saying this to come from a negative space. I'm saying this so that if you are a Cancer, every sign has good and bad traits. You can look at that and go, oh my God, yeah, you know, I do that. How can you control yourself? How can you really connect with your emotions, use them to empower you, versus feeling like it's like a messy part of you? The other thing is they can take a long time to open up. I know that I touched on this a little bit earlier, but whereas everybody thinks Cancer women are, you know, the softest, the most caring, well, actually, yeah, that's when they really, really love you. And a big, big issue that they might have in dating is that people don't know that you cared until it's like way too late. And it kind of can end up being way too much. It could even be a situation where the Cancer ends up kind of playing mother. That could be something that they're drawn to, which to them is not negative. I mean, it's very caring, it's very nurturing. However, unfortunately, in terms of attraction, you need to stay away from that. And again, that goes back to the same thing. You need to put that within. You need to really give that nurturing, that mothering to yourself. These women need to be with someone who's very, very stable. They can even be attracted to success, people that have really worked hard. But more than anything, I would say it's a combination of that and whether or not you would make a good father. You would be a good father figure. And even Cancer women that don't want to have children, which I would say is pretty rare, although you've got to look at the whole chart, like I said. Even with those women, they will still look for men, despite not wanting to have kids, that would be a good father figure, that is a very good supporter, that is their backbone. Because of their emotional nature, they need someone to be their rock. However, there again, it does lead into this feeling of being misunderstood in a way. Part of it is because they don't want to be so intuitive sometimes. I mean, a lot of Cancer women are freakishly, and I mean that in a good way, intuitive. These are some of the witches of the zodiac, and that can be a very scary thing for anybody, especially if they haven't done any sort of emotional work on themselves. It's like, hey, I have enough problems, there's enough things going on, what am I supposed to do with this? Deep down inside, though, the Cancer woman wants genuine connection. It might take her a little while, again, look at the whole chart, to truly, truly realize this, especially if she didn't have the best parents growing up, the best home environment growing up. And on the flip side, sometimes Cancer women might rush into marriage like way, way too early. So I find that it can kind of go either way with this. If you're a Cancer woman, actually, please let me know. I'm curious to know. However, it can be a little bit better, depending on their chart, if they wait a little bit longer to get married so that they can actually experience life, so that they don't have to fit into some sort of a mold, live up to everybody's expectations, because with this sign, they've kind of always had to do that. As emotional as they are, for some reason, they always end up being the ones that have to keep it together for everybody else. They always end up being the ones that that's like the mother bear, you know, taking care of everybody else. And they don't really get to have as much fun as other people. I'm not saying that they don't have fun. It's that they always have to have a sense of awareness. So with that being said, a little secret for you, if you're looking to date this woman, she wants to be relieved of that. So what I said before about, you know, she wants to be with somebody who's capable, who's successful, who's strong, who would make a good father, for example, or a good parent. What that really means is you're relieving her. You're helping her to let go, which helps in many other ways, might I add, from always having to be that person. You know, this is the woman that always has to have kind of like one eye open to make sure all the friends are okay, or, you know, no matter, even if she's the one who's hurt in a situation in the family, she somehow is the one that has to bring everybody back together again. And it's a huge burden for these people. It can feel like that. So if you're this woman's friend or looking to be her partner, she wants to be relieved. She wants to know that she can truly close her eyes, fall back, and be caught, because she does not feel like she can do that. And that's not a good feeling. Now, if you're a sneaky Cancer woman watching this, you have to become that for yourself. You have to become that as to where you have strong boundaries, but you are still able to be vulnerable. So it isn't this hiding of emotions and then boom, out of nowhere they come out, because that creates this very self-fulfilling prophecy. These people are some of the most genuine people. I absolutely love my Cancer women, and they are so great at deeply connecting when they do love you. This is a sign, I must say, just because they have you in their life does not mean that they truly love you, believe it or not, because they don't like to turn people down. They don't really like confrontation. So they might not ever officially say, like, hey, listen, we can't be friends anymore, like maybe a Virgo or a Sagittarius or something like that, or even a Capricorn or an Aries, or Gemini. They are more apt to kind of slowly disappear or not answer your phone calls as much. So please do keep that in mind. If they're showing up, if they're saying that they love you, if they're being vulnerable in front of you, you know that they really, really care. So let me know about this, everybody. Are you a Cancer woman? Are you in love with a Cancer woman? And please make sure that you leave your comments below. Book your one-on-one appointment with me. I can't wait to meet you, whether that's a hypnotherapy appointment to rewire your mind and remove blocks, things preventing you from having amazing love, or if it's to look at your chart and kind of hack your life the way that it is right now. Thank you so much for watching, and like I always say, whether it's day or night, you know I love you, I love you, I love you. Please click here to subscribe. Please click here to watch my most recent video, and please click here to go to my website and book your one-on-one appointment with me today. I love you.